I represent Bayelsa East Senatorial District. And Mr. President, by your leave, it is my pleasure to move the motion on the urgent need to check the alarming trend of inhuman treatment and torture of Nigerian citizens by foreign nationals in the country. The Senate notes the series of brutality and inhuman treatments occasioning even deaths of Nigerian citizens by some foreign nationals, especially of Lebanese, Turkish, and Chinese descent, doing business in some major cities and rural areas in the country. Worried about the recent case of brutality in the FCT Abuja, meted against one Anayo Friday in Dubisi, security personnel working with Kogas Security and Services Limited, and two others, including a Shadian, a certain Amos, attached to Hussaini Technical Company, Gudu District, a company in the business of servicing of caterpillars and heavy-duty machineries. Further worried that on the 22nd of February 2022, the two citizens of Nigeria and the Shadian were brutalized in a fashion so repugnant on allegation of theft of iron rods, which ultimately led to the death of the latter. The said torture was ordered and carried out by a Lebanese citizen working with Hussaini Technical Company in collusion with some of his Nigerian subordinates. Notes with consternation that in a bid to elicit a confession from the victims with respect to the alleged stolen iron rods, the Lebanese ordered some of his Nigerian subordinates to gag the mouths of Anayo Friday in Dubisi and the late Chadian with rags to stifle any noise from them, beat the victims mercilessly with iron rods, tied them to a car, and drove them around their premises. The Lebanese also set his dog upon the victims, and the said dog attacked them. Further notes with utter dismay that the second Nigerian, a security personnel, on trying to defend and absolve Anayo Friday in Dubisi from any allegation whatsoever, was shot with an arrow, thereby leading to grievous bodily harm. Aware that some suspects have been arrested and paraded by officers of the Nigerian police force in connection with this nauseating crime against humanity, but without the Lebanese being equally apprehended or paraded. Surprised that certain insinuations have been made by some concerned security authorities involved in the matter that since the late Chadian was an illegal migrant, little or nothing can be done about the case. Aware that the administration of criminal justice system provides protection for foreigners such as the late Chadian, irrespective of his migration status, and alarmed about the despicable level of gross subjugation of Nigerians in their own country by some foreign nationals, noting that this type of incident has become one too many and must be urgently checked to preserve sanctity and dignity of human life at all times in accordance with our Bill of Rights as enshrined in Chapter 4 of our Constitution and other international conventions and protocols, bearing in mind that even in the animal kingdom, Mr. President, there are salient rules for hunting game. Accordingly resolves to 1. Roundly condemn in strongest of terms the dastardly acts committed against the victims, as this is seen as the height of man's inhumanity to his fellow man. 2. Call on the Inspector General of Police to commence thorough investigations into these wicked acts of the said Lebanese in question, his dog, and similar infractions by other foreign nationals acting by themselves or in collusion with Nigerians or members of the Nigeria Police Force. Upon conclusion of investigations, those found culpable should be prosecuted in accordance with our laws to serve as a deterrent to others. And 3, urge the Ministry of Labor and related MDAs to take adequate steps to address the labor-related issues in respect of this case and other similar ones to ensure that the rising trend of this nature of crime and criminality is curbed. I so move, Mr. President.
Good people of Kogi East. Your Excellency, first I want to thank the sponsor of this motion for bringing this issue to the fore. There are several of these cases all over the place, but they are never reported because of fear of further victimization. Your Excellency, sir, I want to believe that this is a case of murder and it should be treated as such with all the attendant penalties. I, on this note, second the motion. I so second, sir.
Recommendation 1. Roundly condemn in the strongest terms the dastardly acts committed against the victims, as this is seen as the height of man's inhumanity to his fellow man. Those in favor of the recommendation say aye, and those against say nay. The ayes have it. Recommendation 2. Call on the Inspector General of Police to commence thorough investigations into these wicked acts of the said Lebanese in question, his dog, and similar infractions by other foreign nationals acting by themselves or in collusion with Nigerians or members of the Nigerian Police Force. Upon conclusion of investigations, those found culpable should be prosecuted in accordance with our laws to serve as a deterrent to others. Those in favor of the recommendation say aye, and those against say nay. The ayes have it. Recommendation 3. Urge the Ministry of Labor and related MDAs to take adequate steps to address the labor-related issues in respect of this case and other similar ones to ensure that the rising trend of this nature of crime and criminality is curbed. Those in favor of this recommendation say aye, and those against say nay. The ayes have it. Additional prayer, Senator Churchill.
Your Excellency should follow up on this case and report to the Senate periodically on the progress and on the final result. Second me.
I so second.
Thank you. Those in favor of this additional prayer say aye, and those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the Senate.